Just really proud of our team. The first thing I really want to emphasize, though, amazing crowd. What a great crowd. Best crowd of the year. I thought they were really pivotal to our success down the stretch, and we need every single one of those folks to grab somebody and be back in here on the next home game. I just thought they were really, really special tonight, so I want to thank everybody that came out. We had some teams in the building, some of our women's leaders in the building, just a really good crowd. So I want to start my presser by saying thank you from the bottom of our hearts. These kids deserve to have people in the stands, and the way Bama Nation stepped up today was really, really important. We need them back in here the next 7 home games that we play in the SEC. Secondly, just our team, it wasn't pretty. I mean, Georgia makes you really play ugly. That zone is really, really good. They stay with it. It starts to wear on you. We obviously didn't take care of the ball the second half. But we made enough plays down the stretch. Jada Rice's free throws, she's continued to get in the gym early and often and work on them, and then to out-rebound them by 10. I just thought we made plays, and that's what really good teams do down the stretch, and I'm really proud of our team. And, they all count the same, and it might have been a little ugly, but, it was Roll Tide down the stretch. I'm really proud of our team.
As you mentioned, it was ugly. After a couple, big wins to end the non-conference, how nice was it for you to see a close game that you kind of had to fight for at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that we really weathered some adversity. To see us be able to weather that adversity, like you're saying, and to have to fight and win a close one, I think is always important. There's always a little added pressure, as much as we don't want to admit it at home. And I thought we just made some big shots, big plays, did enough of the little things down the stretch. Anytime you can hold someone to 53, I thought if we got to 60, we would win. We were close, but just made plays down the stretch on the defensive end and rebounded the ball. Anytime you can out-rebound a Georgia team that, has completely dominated their opponents, and to have 15 offensive rebounds, 16, it's just huge. So I'm proud of our team.
Hannah, 4 3-pointers tonight, all big when Georgia seemed to be getting a little momentum. You hit a big 3-pointer. Just talk a little bit about that and just the timing of those threes.
Yeah, I think it all goes back to what we say, which is just when you put in time, when you get in the gym and get shots up, there's going to be moments in the game where we're called on to step up and knock them down. I think everybody on our team has done that whenever that time has come this season, whether it's Britt, whether it's Aaliyah, whoever it is. And I think that having that mentality of just like being shot ready on the catch is something that we really try to work on.
Yeah, I'm going to step in here. Hannah will never say it, but she lost her grandpa and buried him Tuesday morning. It's amazing. The first thing she said to me is, Coach, please find a way for us to practice on Tuesday. Papa would want me to beat Georgia. And what she did today with what she's been going through in the last 5 days says a lot about her character and just her willingness to continue to persevere through a hard week. So I'm really proud of her, and our thoughts and prayers have been with her and her family, because he was always at her games, and he was really special to her. So I don't mean to make this emotional, but what she did in a really tough week to step up and make big plays under the pressure and to handle the ball like she did today says a lot about her. She's the epitome of what every student athlete should be on and off the floor, and how she handles herself.
Coach, can we get your thoughts on that first quarter defense from your team? Georgia didn't score for the last 7 minutes and change that first quarter. When you look at a game that your team won by 1 possession, stretches like that are very important. So just some thoughts about the way your team was able to keep them at bay, particularly in the early stages.
Yeah, I just complimented that group that came in there toward the end of the first. We went back to them a little bit later, and we didn't have the same. But at the end of the day, it was just a complete team effort. And as much as what we did in the first impacted the final, and we tried to teach that a while ago, just everyone has to be staying ready when their number's called, and stay together. And thought it was an entire team effort, and that group that came in and really did a good job toward the end of the first was critical to our success today.
Obviously, part of that group was Jamira Mingo-Young. She kind of went out. Seemed like she was the tone setter. I think she drew 2 fouls, had a couple steals. And then her just using that first 4 minutes through the rest of the game. How important is it to have someone who can go out and set a tone like that?
Yeah, just come out. It's high risk, high reward, and she did some really good things. She took some risk, and it was high reward there. And she did a really good job. So credit, again, it's just a total team effort. You know, the depth in our locker room is what can make this team really special, and everyone just being ready when their number's called. And Jemiah did a really good job today.
Hannah, I didn't know about your grandfather. My condolences with that. Could you just talk a little bit about playing tonight with such a heavy heart and playing, just a few days after his funeral?
Yeah, Coach said it. Just knowing that he was someone, he always came to my games, and growing up, he was always like one of my biggest supporters. So just to know that this is something that he would want me to do, to come to practice, to continue to show up for my teammates and for our coaches. It was special to be able to play tonight and get a win.
Yeah, this is for you. Sorry for your loss as well. But you have a knack for being able to hit open threes or just get open for threes. It seems like everyone knows not to leave you open, but how do you continue getting open looks for threes? Even Brittany too. You get a lot of them too.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with how good my teammates are. Like when people have to focus on Brittany, like it's so hard to guard her in practice. So when people have to guard Aaliyah, like when people have to think about doubling Jada inside, like there's so many different options that we have on the floor that it's hard to guard every single one of them. And I think a lot of times that leads to open threes for people.
Yeah, I agree with Hannah.
Brittany, can you talk about the 9 rebounds tonight? We talked with you previously about what you're doing when you're not scoring, and today you combine that with scoring the most points on the team. So can you just talk about how that helped the team today and how that helped the flow of the game?
Yeah, I would say back to what Hannah's saying, like us playing well as a team and them having faith in me and me knowing that I have to do more than just score, and help on the defensive end, whether it's rebounding, doing everything, being an all-around player to help the team.
Coach, that last 4.5 minutes, Brittany hits a big three-pointer, and that gives y'all an 8-point lead, but that was the last field goal y'all hit. Of course, y'all got 8 for 10 at the free throw line, but 5 or 6 turnovers. What was it that was down the stretch that just made it so difficult to find good looks?
Yeah, I just thought we were hesitant, and I need to do a better job. We'll do a better job of putting them in a position to be successful. I thought, we never made the forward cover out. The ball never got down. We didn't get it to the high post, a lot of little things. And it's just something that, we'll go back and look at and try to do a better job. I think you have to get post touches. And I think it was really difficult when Jade was out of the game. There's just a lot of things, would love to play those guys twice because I know we'd be a lot better. I just think it's really hard to simulate. We worked against our guys before they went home for the break. And we took a day on a couple of different people, whether or not they realized it. And then we had 2 days of prep. We've tried to do a really good job. But, again, credit Coach Abe. I mean, that's her system that she's played with, and it's phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. It's really successful, and they make it ugly. And you have to find a way to get buckets. And we didn't get enough stops. We were putting them on the free throw line. I didn't think we got our transition game going. And so we didn't have an advantage a lot that normally we did. I thought in the first half had more of an advantage. So, again, we'll be better and we'll help them be better. So we'll take a lot of what happened down the stretch and try to be better from it as a staff. So.
You guys had 20 points. Yeah, 20 points on fast breaks, 22 off turnovers. How important is it to get that game started, and what kind of switch there in the game to allow you to open the transition game up?
Well, anytime that we can get stops and really want to push, I thought we got some good looks. We just don't want to play against a set defense. I mean, you're at your best, most teams in the SEC, when you're not playing against a set defense. But you got to get stops. You can't bail them out and put them on the free throw line. Can't give them offensive putbacks. I thought we missed a lot of shots, and we gave 14 possessions off turnovers. That's 14 opportunities that we didn't have to get a look at the basket, and we have to do a better job with that. Thank y'all.